Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Flash at the garage, where badge hype gets tossed in the glove box, spec sheet worship gets left at the showroom door, and what we're left with is real world, seat of the pants driving truth. If you're new here, buckle up, because today, we're diving into the 2026 Honda Ridgeline, a mid-size pickup that's been quietly rewriting the rulebook on what trucks should be, while the rest of this segment yells about the work numbers and tow ratings. Exterior now, Honda has always done things a little differently, and the Ridgeline, that's their black sheep. It doesn't bark about brawn like a Tacoma or bellow with bravado like a Ranger. No, the Ridgeline whispers something a little smarter: comfort, consistency, and everyday usability that's frankly closer to an SUV in a truck suit. And for 2026, Honda didn't completely flip the table, but they did set the silverware straighter. Let's start right at the front, because that's where this Ridgeline makes its first strong impression. The 2026 model brings a sharper, more rugged nose that finally drops the old soft crossover face for something that actually looks the part. Honda's new grille design is squared off and more assertive, with a cleaner mesh pattern and a thicker border that makes it look bolder without getting cartoonish. The LED headlights are slimmer and meaner, almost like the Ridgeline's been hitting the gym, not just the dealership lot. There's a new lower fascia too, with integrated LED fog lights and a subtle skid plate design that adds a bit of adventure flair without trying to cosplay as a rock crawler. Slide around to the side, and things remain familiar, but more refined. The body lines are cleaner and more geometric this time, think ruler straight instead of bubble smooth. Honda's finally given us some more aggressive wheel options too. The truck we tested is riding on the new 18-inch all-terrain setup, which looks the part without being overkill. Cladding around the wheel arches has been slightly beefed up for that off-road vibe, and the door sculpting has just enough muscle to make it look clean rather than lumpy. Proportions are still classic Ridgeline, crew cab only, short bed, one size fits all, but the roof rails and step-integrated bumpers add useful touches for anyone who actually uses their truck to haul gear or hit a trail on the weekend. Around back, the 2026 refresh cleans things up with a sleeker tailgate design and new LED taillights that ditch the dated clear lens look of the old truck. There's now an embossed Ridgeline script stretched across the tailgate in big block letters, a very Ford-esque, but hey, it looks good. And yes, the dual-action tailgate is still here, and still clever as ever. Flip it down like a traditional gate, or swing it open sideways for easier access to the bed. And underneath that, the in-bed trunk remains a party trick the competition hasn't even bothered to copy yet. Waterproof, drainable, and just plain smart. It's perfect for groceries, tools, or tailgating. Honda gets points just for refusing to ditch something that actually makes sense. Interior: open the door, and this is where things get even more Honda, which is to say, clean, comfortable, and functional. The 2026 Ridgeline gets a redesigned dashboard that feels way more modern than before. Gone is the plasticky center stack of yesteryear. In its place is a more horizontal, uncluttered dash layout with a new 12.3-inch touchscreen that's finally running the updated Honda infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's crisp, quick, and not buried in menace. The climate controls get their own physical knobs, thank you, and the whole layout is intuitive enough to use with gloves on, which is kind of the point in a truck. Materials have taken a step up too. There's more soft touch trim where it counts, more stitched surfaces, and just enough brushed aluminum and forward to keep things feeling upscale without pretending it's a luxury truck. The seats, supportive and roomy. The front ones are heated and ventilated in most trims, and in the rear, you still get full adult-size legroom. Honda didn't skimp here. This is one of the few trucks where the back seat doesn't feel like an afterthought. Flip the seats up, and there's extra cargo room underneath. Another reminder that the Ridgeline was built for real-world use, not just brochure bragging rights. Performance under the hood: the 2026 Ridgeline sticks with a formula that works. A 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6, now updated with a mild hybrid system. You're looking at around 300 horsepower and a little torque bump, paired to a smoother shifting 10-speed automatic. It's not flashy, and it won't smoke tires, but it's responsive, refined, and consistent, which, let's be honest, is what most people actually want from their daily driver truck. Towing capacity stays around 5,000 pounds, which isn't class-leading, but for anyone not hauling a boat or a bobcat every weekend, it's more than enough. All-wheel drive is standard now, which is a smart move, especially with Honda's clever IVTM4 torque vectoring system. It means this truck can actually find grip in bad weather, loose terrain, or when cornering harder than it should. No, it won't crawl up a rock face like a Gladiator Rubicon, but that's not the Ridgeline's mission. This is a truck you drive every day, and Honda tunes it like a crossover, meaning it rides better than anything else in the midsize truck class. Seriously, on the road, it's smooth, quiet, and composed. The independent rear suspension helps it corner like a big SUV, not a pogo stick pickup. If you drive mostly on pavement but want the utility of a bed, this thing is unbeatable. Fuel economy improves slightly thanks to the mild hybrid setup. Expect high 20s on the highway, low to mid 20s combined, depending on how heavy your right foot is. It's not a hybrid in the sense of silent EV-only driving, but it helps smooth out power delivery and keeps the engine relaxed around town. As for pricing, the 2026 Honda Ridgeline starts around $41,000, which is more than some base competitors. But let's be real, you don't want a base Tacoma or Ranger. You want something that feels nice, drives better, and doesn't need aftermarket fixes just to be livable. Most people will land in this $45,000 to $48,000 range, depending on trim and options. The new TrailSport model brings off-road looks, some suspension tweaks, and all-terrain tires. But if you're after a good all-arounder, the RTL or RTLE still hits the sweet spot. It's not cheap, but it feels worth it, especially once you compare how much smoother, smarter, and more comfortable it is than most of its rivals. So, after a week behind the wheel, what's the verdict on the 2026 Ridgeline? It's still not the truck for everybody, and that's the point. It's not pretending to be a hardcore crawler or a brute force hauler. What it is probably the best mid-size truck for people who actually use their truck like a daily driver. It's smart, comfy, surprisingly capable, and finally looks rugged enough to match the utility it's always quietly delivered. In a world full of trucks that shout about toughness, the Ridgeline is the one calmly getting the job done, without shaking your spine loose or making your wallet cry at the pump. And honestly, that's kind of refreshing. If you're looking for a truck that's not trying to prove anything but just works every single day, the 2026 Honda Ridgeline might just be the smartest choice nobody's talking about. But we are, because here at Car Flash, we don't chase hype, we drive it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, drop your thoughts down below, and don't forget to subscribe for more unfiltered takes on the cars that deserve your attention, and the ones that really don't. Catch you in the next one.